Doomsday already has 4 teasers out, and today I want to go through some of the biggest Doomsday theories circulating right now, where they come from, and why people think they might actually happen. None of this is confirmed. This is just what fans and leak communities are piecing together. One of the most talked about theories is that Spider-Man might not survive this movie. The idea is that Tom Holland's Peter Parker dies during a major incursion event, without a reset or time travel fix. What makes this theory stick is where Peter is emotionally after No Way Home. He's isolated, no one remembers him, and he's already separated from the Avengers. So fans think Marvel could use that to give him a very quiet final sacrifice. There's also a rumor about a post-credit scene involving the symbiote, the one left behind after Venom, The Last Dance, possibly bonding with someone else after Peter's death. That would allow Marvel to move forward without completely ending Spider-Man as a concept. Is it likely? Hard to say. It would be a big risk, but it would also cleanly close this version of Peter's story. Another theory focuses on the X-Men teaser and what it seems to be setting up. We see a damaged mansion, Sentinel imagery, and Cyclops clearly breaking down. Some fans believe this points to the Fox X-Men facing a final losing battle. The theory is that Doctor Doom either controls or triggers Sentinel attacks, causing an incursion that wipes out most of that team. If that happens, the survivors, Cyclops, Professor X, Magneto, would carry forward into the MCU while the rest of the roster is retired. It's not just shock value, it also creates space for Marvel to introduce new MCU native mutants later. Cyclops' role is especially important here. He's been underused in past films, and this could finally position him as a leader, shaped by loss rather than sidelined. Another theory that keeps resurfacing involves Captain America, specifically Steve Rogers' decision in Endgame to stay in the past. Some fans think that choice caused timeline fractures that eventually lead to incursions. In this version of the story, Doom doesn't target Steve because he's evil, but because he's responsible. There's also a more extreme version of this theory where Steve is either manipulated or brainwashed, similar to the Secret Empire storyline. That would force characters like Sam and Bucky to confront him, not as a symbol, but as a problem that needs to be solved. Whether that goes as far as turning him into an antagonist or simply holding him accountable, it would reframe his ending in a much more complicated way. Another popular idea is that Doomsday doesn't start with setup, it starts with consequences. According to multiple leaks, the movie could open with an incursion already happening. One version suggests the worlds of Deadpool and Wolverine collide with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe. The goal wouldn't be to save that reality, but to show how quickly things can fall apart. If that's true, it explains why Doom feels so threatening. He wouldn't be planning destruction. He'd already be standing in the aftermath of it. All of these theories exist for the same reason. The teasers aren't showing victory, teamwork, or solutions. They're showing aftermath, loss, and characters dealing with things that already went wrong. That doesn't mean every theory will come true, but it does suggest the movie isn't aiming for a clean resolution. Doomsday feels less like a traditional Avengers film and more like a checkpoint, a moment where Marvel decides what stays, what ends, and what moves forward. So the real question isn't which theory is correct, it's how much Marvel is willing to let go.